Hi everyone, happy Shevat. This month invites us to examine our tree parts. Because as it says in Deuteronomy, man is a tree of the fields. We are created in the image of the spherotic tree of life. So all the parts of the tree are deeply connected to our inner and outer world. So we'll be exploring and delving into the four main parts of ourselves: the roots, the trunk, the branches, and the sweet fruits. So before we get started into meditation, I'd like to just give an overview of these four parts from a few different angles. In terms of the Jewish collective and Jewish history, our roots in Judaism are our ancestors, our matriarchs, our patriarchs. The trunk is the core, the nation of Am Yisrael, the people as a whole that is alive and living. The branches of the Jewish collective are the Shvatim, which mean the branches really mean Shvatim, which also mean tribes. The different expressions of Judaism, just like the tribes had to settle different parts of the land, every tribe brings a new flavor, a new insight, fresh perspective to Judaism. And similarly today, we have many different facets, many different pathways of Torah in the diversity and the color of our Jewish whole. Then we have the fruits, which is the Jewish contribution to the world, because we are meant to be a light onto the nations. So what are we contributing? What are we giving to the nations of the world and just the universe as a whole? In terms of our personal life, our roots are what we belong to, what gets us rooted, what makes us connected, what makes us feel like home. That's our roots. Then if you look at the trunk, you can ask yourself, what is the trunk of who you are, the main core part of your identity? Then we all have branches. We all have different pathways we take in life. So although we have the trunk of who we are, our branches are like our choices, the turns we take in life, where we go with who we are. It's also branches. Our branches also represent what we are reaching for, what we are striving for, what we yearn to become. So just like a tree grows and reaches its branches up, we grow and reach our branches up and turn our leaves to face the sun, to face our Creator, our source. And then the whole point of a tree in Jewish mysticism, the whole point is the fruits. The fruits are our sweet, spiritual, luscious offering to the world. Our labor that keeps giving. Our offering, our gifts. So that even when we pass, those fruits have seeds and what our legacy is continues. So these are our personal parts. And in terms of Kabbalistic lens, the parts of the tree represent the spherotic tree, the tree of life, because Tu B'Shvat is a celebration of the Ilan. It doesn't say trees, plural. It says a celebration of the tree. One tree. There is one tree. And of course, that one tree is talking about the tree of life from the Garden of Eden. And we are all composed of the different spiritual energies of the tree of life. So the roots of the tree are connected to the Sphira of Malchus. Malchus is queenship, or the kingdom of life. And in the body, and the spherotic tree, the roots are the feet and the womb. And then we have the trunk of who we are. And in the trunk, that is connected to Tiferet, which is beauty, harmony. And in the tree of life, Tiferet is the torso. So the whole torso, but the seat of Tiferet is the heart. the muscle of the heart, and it also extends down the whole torso. Then we have the Shvatim, the branches, and those are the limbs of the body. We have the right arm, which is Chesed, the left arm, which is Gevura, the right leg, which is Netzach, and the left leg, which is Hod. And if you'd like to explore these Sefirot more in depth, we have a 7-week Sefirot embodiment course that you can really delve into each one of these Sephirotic energies and how they transform us, how they make us up into such dynamic, integrated beings. But just generally, we have Chesed, kindness, giving, Gevura, restraint, strength, inward focus, and then Netzach, the right leg being overcoming, being in victory, having endurance, and the left leg being the seat of humility and softness and surrender. So these are the limbs, the Shvatim. And then we have the fruits, the sweet fruits, what we give to the world. And the fruits are Keter, the crown. And all of these energies can be elevated, can be harmonized, can be refined. So Shevat allows us to specifically elevate the vegetable layer of creation. There's 4 layers of creation. There's inanimate, there's adamant, there's Chaya and the Daber, there's the animalistic, and then there's the human layer. And of course we need to work on all 4 of these layers and elevate them. But Shevat is specifically the vegetable layer of creation, the vegetable part of our being, the very basic substance of who we are. So it's a very exciting time to go on an inward journey. And also remembering that just like the tree has its own seasons, we have the cycling of the tree. Spring being a time of rebirth and growth and inspiration, and then summer being full light, expression, abundance, and then fall, a time of dropping and releasing and letting go, and then winter, a time of hibernation, a time of rest and restore. We also, our human psyche goes through these seasons, and we are cycling with the trees, and our oxygen, our connection, our energies intermingle really deeply with the trees. So this is a time to celebrate our relationship with the trees, the natural world, and with our own being, harmonizing all the parts of ourself. So let's begin. I'm just checking the camera is still going. Let's begin in a seated posture by bringing the feet onto the ground. If you can take your shoes off, it's pretty cold here, so I'll leave mine on, but I invite you to take your shoes off so that you can feel the soles of the feet planting into the ground. And take a few breaths arriving in your tree, in your being today. Just acknowledging all the cycles we've been through, specifically emerging out of the winter season, the darkness, and into a time of rebirth, of growth, of the sap rising. It says in the Gemara that Tu B'Shvat is when the seraph, the warm sap of the earth, begins to rise in the tree. So it's a time of awakening, an awakening presence, an awakening hope. And we're emerging out of the dark winter into a new spring consciousness. So feel the soles of the feet on the ground, connecting first with our roots. You can imagine roots growing from the soles of the feet down into the earth, connecting to Mother Earth. Feeling safe, letting your breath bring you into an equilibrium where you can rest into the comfort of the ground, trusting in the warm, safe earth beneath you, holding you up. You can tell yourself, I belong. I'm safe. I'm rooted. I'm present. Sending our roots deep down in the earth. And we'll connect with our other seat of Malchus by bringing the hands on the low belly, the womb place. And this is also the seat of rootedness because it connects us back to our mother, to our matriarchs, and to all our ancestors that came before us and allowed us to be here, present, sitting here, awakening to life's meaning, to life's purpose. So take a moment of gratitude for all that came before you. Simultaneously feeling the feet in the earth and the palms on the womb, deeply rooting you to the earth and to our ancestry, belonging to yourself in this moment. You can release the hands and just bring them back on the knees and say to yourself, I am aware of my roots. I'm aware of my feet. I'm aware of my womb, my low belly. And just like the rising seraph, the rising sap, lift your awareness up from the roots into your trunk, your torso that's growing and grounding, that's rooting and rising. So maybe the hips are sinking down, whereas the spine is lengthening, the heart is expanding open. There's a lift in consciousness through your trunk. And you can just say to yourself, I'm aware of my trunk. This is our seat of Tiferet, our integration, our harmony, our beauty, everything that makes us who we are. Connecting with your core values, your core identity, what makes you who you are, what holds you up. I am aware of my torso, the front of the heart, the back of the heart, the lengthening spine, the low back, the belly. I'm aware of my trunk. And now let's bring awareness into the branches. So just being aware of your limbs. First, the right hand. So from the right shoulder, sending awareness down the right arm into the right wrist and palm and fingertips. I'm aware of my right arm. This is the chesed arm of kindness, my ability to give, extend, and open to others. And then bring awareness to the left shoulder and trace that awareness down the left arm, over the elbow, forearm, into the wrist, palm, fingertips, and back of palm. And say to yourself, I am aware of my left arm, the seat of Gevura, my strength, my inward focus, my fierceness, my boundaries. I am aware of my left arm. And then let's bring that perception from the right top of the hip down the right leg, descending down all the way into that right heel, right foot, and right toes. Feel that right leg plant downwards, the seat of Netzach, my ability to step forward with perseverance, my ability to endure any season, any harshness, any change, my ability to overcome obstacles. I am aware of my right leg and awareness of the left leg. So starting at the left hip crease, down the left thigh and the left knee, shin, calf, the left heel, the left sole of foot, and the left toes. I am aware of my left leg, the seat of Hod, humility consciousness, my ability to surrender, to soften, to retreat. I'm grateful for this left leg of Hod. And feeling all the limbs in the body, all 4 limbs, and appreciating your branches and how they're always growing, yearning, reaching, changing, evolving. There's always movement there. Just like the branches sway in the wind, we're never rigid, we're never stuck. There's always movement. And now let's cup the hands together in front of you like you're holding a woven basket. And imagine the most luscious, sweet fruits that you can hold. Your favorite fruit, perhaps one of the 7 species of Israel. You can hold it in your palm. Just imagine. The word for Adamah, earth, which we connect to on Shevat, is related to Edamah, imagination. So our rootedness in the earth allows us to imagine what sweet fruits we want to bring into the world. Our fruits are our spiritual offerings. So we can ask ourselves, once our tree is strong, once our branches are reaching, are growing, what can we give to ourselves and to others? What carries on? You can release your hands to the knees and gently open your eyes when you're ready. And I love the imagery of the inside of a tree, which looks like a human fingerprint, another relationship we have with the trees, but that it's always circulating, it's always spiraling, and the cycle of the tree reminds us that we're always in motion, connected with the seasons, connected with our inner rhythms of life. And Shvat is a time to be fluid with those seasonal changes, allowing the ebb and flow, allowing our fluid nature to never get stuck, but always circle and eventually spiral upwards, higher and higher. So I hope you have a beautiful Tu B'Shvat, and thank you for practicing.